Let's get to our morning business report now. Some new research shows companies are struggling to train their workers on artificial intelligence.
And the Justice Department is conducting an antitrust probe against meatpacking companies in an effort to lower prices for all of us. Channel 3's Jane King live at New York Stock Exchange with those stories. Good morning, Jane.
Hi, Caitlin and Caitlin. Good morning. Yes, the Justice Department confirmed that it is actively investigating potential antitrust violations when it comes to cattle and beef markets. Now, the DOJ lawyers are reviewing more than 3 million documents and interviewing industry participants as they look to see whether the highly concentrated meatpacking industry has contributed to high beef prices. Now, the 4 largest beef processors control more than 85% of the U.S. market, and the Trump administration thinks they may be keeping beef prices higher than the market would normally have them. Well, everyone is talking about how to use AI for work, but new data shows companies are struggling to train workers on it. Absorb Software, an AI-driven learning platform, surveyed professionals and found the upskilling push is falling short. Nearly 1 in 3 companies have not used AI in their learning programs at all. And in fact, only 22% are involved in AI strategy decision at their companies. And this even as the World Economic Forum says an estimated 120 million workers globally are at risk of losing jobs because they don't receive the AI reskilling that they need. And when it comes to starting salaries, graduates in the class of 2026 may have to lower their expectations. Now, college students expect to make $80,000 on average a year after graduation, but the average salary is actually about 30% lower. The real estate site Clever says the recent starting salary for grads is about $56,000. And the Dow tumbled yesterday 500 points. Oil was up. Oil is down a little bit this morning, but we continue to watch the Middle East for the headlines there. Live from the New York Stock Exchange, I'm Jane King. Back to you.